It's the cyber attack that literally has the healthcare space shooketh. And a buyer beware warning from my newbies from one of my favorite organizations. No, you're not mistaken. We are about to jump into yet another RCM roundup. Let's go. Hey everyone, what's up? How are you? Tiffany Robinson here from Beyond RCM Revenue Cycle Management here in the fabulous state of New York. And I am so thrilled to be coming to you to present our latest RCM roundup. Now, if you've been a part of our Beyond RCM family, you will notice something different. Yes, we have a new studio. Yay! I'm so excited to be filming our first video in the new studio. There's so much to talk about, and I can't wait to get into it. I mean, the cyber attack of it all, the AAPC docucon of it all. There's just a lot. And I even have a Q&A response to one of our channel subscribers. But before we get into all the drama, because there is a lot of drama to comb through in this roundup, I want to thank you, if this is your first time checking out the channel, for hanging out with us. Beyond RCM is a YouTube channel that is geared towards new and aspiring medical billers and coders. And what we do is we provide information that helps individuals who are entering this field for the first time, considering entering this field for the first time, or individuals who are new to the field and trying to figure out what their next steps are. We like to provide pro tips and information that a lot of other entities and organizations won't necessarily give you for free. So if this is something that you're interested in getting more information on, you work as a medical biller or a medical coder or a health information technician or a management specialist, you definitely want to make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that every time we put out new content, you are in the know. So listen, y'all, bear with me because I haven't done a new recording in over 3 months, okay? And I know some of you are like, what do you mean? Like, I'm always seeing you dropping shorts and putting out videos, and that is older content that we repurposed. That's content that we probably filmed as far back as 2 years ago. And because I needed to take the winter off to work on to work on the studio and to work on some really exciting things that I'm going to be launching in the upcoming weeks, what we decided to do was just kind of mash up some of our older content that still had a lot of valuable information in it and provide the information to the newbie community. And the response and the feedback and the love that we have been getting from that content has like literally blown my mind. When I went into winter break, we were at about 19,000 subscribers. We've doubled that. People. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting the channel. If this is your first time, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I want to thank my subscribers in the US for holding it down. But, also I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Philippines because the Philippines has been coming in hot on the channel. What's up, Philippines? I see you. And India has been showing us tremendous love. So I just want to shout y'all out. But you know what? We are a global channel. We show love to everybody. But I just want to say thank you so much for all the support in India. Thank you so much for all the support in the Philippines. And definitely thank you so much for all the support here in the United States. So let's get into it, okay? So the Change Healthcare cyber attack. I got notes, y'all, because I have to be conscious to stay on track because it's a lot. It's a lot to get through. So there was a major cyber attack that took place. It literally has the entire healthcare space shooketh, okay? Change Healthcare was the victim of a cybersecurity breach that resulted in their data being hijacked. And, according to many media outlets, one of them being the New York Times, they had to pay a hacker or hacker organization $22 million in cryptocurrency to regain access, okay? And I believe the company that the New York Times referenced they said hackers Alpha V or Black Cat. Now, I don't know if that's either or that's Alpha V, AKA. But those were those are the names that the New York Times is alleging committed these cybersecurity attacks. And I have so many feelings about this clearinghouse hack because, number one, the capitalism of it all. Number one, for United Health Group, Change Healthcare is a clearinghouse owned by United Health Group. So the capitalism of it all, but also, that this type of attack has like a trickle down effect. So it doesn't only affect organizations like United Health Group, who owns Change Healthcare, but it also affects providers, and I'm gonna break it down how I feel. Okay. So from a United Health Group perspective, right? If anyone has $22 million in cryptocurrency laying around, it's United Health Group. Let's just call a spade a spade. If you're working in the healthcare space, you know what I mean. Claim denied for proof of timely file, claim denied as not medically necessary, authorizations denied as not medically necessary. We read the articles that get published about patients being denied life-saving authorizations because the insurance company deemed that it would be too expensive. So when you look at the big picture, United Health Group having to pay $22 million, like we know they got it, and they'll probably file a claim with their insurance company and get it back. But just watching a company, a conglomerate like United Health Group have to fork over 22 million in cryptocurrency. I mean, it's like I'm clutching. If I had pearls, I would be clutching my pearls. I mean, it's like watching, Will Smith walk up to Chris Rock at the Oscars and deck him. It's like, what's happening? So this has been shocking in the healthcare space. But with that being said, when things like this happen, it not only affects the big guys who they got the money to take care of it. So even though it happened, like they got it, it affects the little guys. It trickles down to medical providers. And let me be clear, when I say medical providers, I'm not talking about the hospitals, because y'all might not have United Health Group money, but y'all got money. I'm talking about private practices. I'm talking about smaller networks. I'm talking about providers that are sending out their claims. And let me back up, because I know my newbie community is probably like, Clearinghouse, United Health Group, Change Healthcare, like, wait, what are you talking? What are you saying to us right now? So let me back up before I talk about how the providers get affected by this. So for my newbies, I'm going to explain. A clearinghouse is like it's like a post office, an electronic post office, right? So when medical providers provide their services, we send bills to the insurance company, and those bills, or the data for those bills, go out electronically in an encrypted format. And in order to get those bills to move around to the different insurance companies, we rely on clearinghouses. So a clearinghouse at best can be described as an electronic post office. We prepare our bills on our end. We go through the claim submission process. The claim moves through the electronic mail post office system, and then the clearinghouses are in charge of getting the data from one point to the next. So when this hacker organization hijacked the Change Healthcare clearinghouse system, it prevented, we don't even know how many providers' claims from reaching the insurance company. Okay, so now that you have that context, I'm going to proceed. So from a provider perspective, this hurts smaller providers. I was in a chapter meeting with AAPC several weeks ago on denial management, and the presenter was from the Midwest and gave a phenomenal teaching on denial management. But one of the things that she mentioned in her training, or in her presentation, was that she said that since the new year started, she has noticed delays in insurance companies releasing payments to the practices. So she kind of put it out there like, yeah, we're noticing, and I can't remember exactly where in the Midwest, but I know she was from the Midwest. So she said, yeah, we're noticing delays in getting payments, and we're noticing it with several payers, and this was before the hijack, okay, of this hacker group with Change Healthcare. So when something like this happens, and everyone is clutching their pearls at 22 million United Health Group, which they got. What I'm concerned about is I'm concerned about the little guys. I'm concerned about the medical providers that their claims have not gotten to the insurance companies. I'm concerned about the company, the practices in the Midwest that were already dealing with their claims being slowed down to now have to deal with tons of claims not making it. Like, imagine the fiscal disruption to these organizations. So, to me, like that's the worst part of it. That's like the Bernie Madoff of it all. I'm going to be using a lot of puns because I really missed you guys and I have a lot to talk about. And this is not the most exciting stuff, so we got to spice it up. But to the smaller medical practices, the Bernie Madoff of it all, the Enron of it all, the Tom Girardi of it all. If you watch Housewives of Beverly Hills, you'll get it. The little guys suffer when these things happen. So, I think it's unfortunate across the board. But, I know United Health Group, who is the owner of Change Healthcare, which I didn't even know they own Change Healthcare. Like, how many things does United Health Group own? Like they own everything. So, I think what happened to them is unfortunate, but I know they got it on, because they got it on the backs of all the claims they deny. But I feel bad for the medical providers. And I'm going to give you guys some tips. I'm not going to leave you hanging and just complain about how messed up this is. I am going to give you guys tips. So I already explained what a clearinghouse is. I have my bullet points. So I'm trying to stick to it. I already explained what a clearinghouse is. So that's that. The next question you may be saying is, well, Change Healthcare is not my clearinghouse. I don't even use Change Healthcare. My clearinghouse is Navinet, or my clearinghouse is Cario, or my clearinghouse is Trizetto. This is why this cyber attack impacts you. Although your clearinghouse may not be Change Healthcare, because Change Healthcare is one of many clearinghouses, there are several payers, because remember, we go back to that electronic post office concept. There are several payers where Change Healthcare is the clearinghouse that our claims have to pass through in order for those claims to be accepted by the payer on the other end. So, for example, United Healthcare, their claims have to pass through the Change Healthcare system. So, it's like security check. It's like going through multiple security checks. Trizetto might be your primary security check for your claims, but then the insurance company got Change Healthcare, like, check these claims before you let them in. And that's why you would be impacted. So even though Change Healthcare may not be your clearinghouse, there are several payers that Change Healthcare is their clearinghouse to receive these transactions. And that's where the fallout happens. So I'm going to give my RCM peeps a couple of tips on what you should do. And I just want to take a moment. I consider myself to be a hybrid in this industry. And what I mean by that is I started my professional career in this space at the age of 17. This June, I will be entering my 26th year in the healthcare space. So when I started out at a time where if you had medical manager experience and a dot matrix printer, like, you were fly. Okay. Like, that's how, and I know a lot of the new people are like, what is she talking about right now? But my old school, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So I consider myself to be a hybrid and not a dinosaur. There's a difference. A dinosaur in the healthcare space is someone who does not embrace change. Every time something new comes down the pipeline, they keep talking about the good old days and why we can't do it the way we used to. And I'm not doing it because I don't want to learn. That's a dinosaur. And we all know what happened to the dinosaurs. Just saying. Now, I am a hybrid in the sense that I love technology. Like, I embrace technology. I have embraced so much technology that I shock myself sometimes. But the thing about a hybrid is we always side-eyeing technology. Like, we always waiting for the zombie apocalypse to hit. Like, we always just waiting for something to go left. So the hybrids, we made out real good during this cyber attack. The hybrids have, and I'm going to explain to you why. The hybrids have boxes of CMS 1500 forms that stay on ready. Hold on, let me show y'all, because I'm not playing. I'm not just making it up. Like, we stay ready. We stay ready. They have boxes of CMS 1500 forms so that when they started getting these crazy rejections, they already dropped their claims to paper because they said, we knew this day was going to come and we ready. The hybrids were on it. The techies are panicking. The techies are probably still holding their bills, waiting to get the okay for when it'll go through electronically again. Let me help out the techies. Drop your claims to paper. And if you don't have paper, call your clearinghouse and ask them what provisions have they made in light of this cyber attack to get your claims to insurance companies. What is their recommendation? Because many clearinghouses, not all, but many, the more known ones, they will have provisions in place where even if you don't have paper claims, they can drop the claims to paper for you and get it to the insurance company. So do yourself a favor. Don't wait. Don't wait for Change Healthcare to tell you when it's going to be okay, because Change Healthcare, they still assessing how bad the damage is. Drop your claims to paper, okay, and get it out the door. Okay, we in the age of Amazon. Jeff Bezos gonna get those CMS 1500 forms to you by Sunday. So there you go. You're welcome. That's my tip of the day. And I just want to say shout out to Old School Hybrids, because we were ready for this moment. This is the moment we've been warning people about for the past decade. It's here. Okay. And I'm going to segue into another point that I'd like to make. This is the part of tech that a lot of these companies, when they're selling products, don't talk about. I remember 10 years ago when, everybody was talking about meaningful use, PQRS, ERX, and they were all talking about how great, oh, it's going to be great. Get rid of paper charts, get rid of paper. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to solve all our problems. If you study healthcare, if you are a student of healthcare, they said the same thing about HMOs. They said the same thing about a lot of stuff, that once they implemented it, it created a whole new set of problems. And my only gripe with the tech industry is they always tell you about all the great stuff, but they don't ever talk about the side effects, what can go wrong out of these things. And what can go wrong, like, yes, we're in an age now where we're in an electronic healthcare environment. We're saving trees, because that was the big push. Oh, it's great for the environment. They talked about all these great things, but they didn't talk about the fact that once you move to an electronic environment, it's going to expose your company. It's going to make your company more vulnerable to cyber attacks. It's going to make your company more vulnerable to, getting data breaches and all that kind of nonsense that we're seeing take place right now. When they were rolling out EMR, they didn't talk about the fact that most medical doctors didn't go to school to learn how to do EMR. So once they get into this system, they're either going to undercode or they may overcode, and that can be problematic. And they most certainly didn't tell y'all that once they started extracting all this data and diagnosis, and they told you that they would be able to better get an idea of, mortality and all those things and diseases, but they didn't tell you that they were going to use that data to audit you. And every week you get 10 million chart reviews. And so that's the thing about tech. And the reason I say that is because, there's a big push right now towards AI and how to leverage AI in this space. And I just want to give you one word of advice as a hybrid. Embrace AI, but you should always be thinking about what could go really left, like like United Health Group paying 22 mil in crypto left. What could go left with this technology? And when you start to think like that, it will allow you to embrace the technology, but have a level of preparedness on the back end, because, child, they know how to sell a product, okay? But they don't tell you about the side effects. So yes, Change Healthcare. What a mess. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is, and I have to tell you, what I'm about to talk about, I honestly, checking my mic, because sometimes I hit my mic and it gives feedback. But what I'm about to talk about, I'm not looking forward to talking about it, because it involves a company that and I'm a disclaimer, like Lord, word my mouth, disclaimer. So number one, let me ask God to word my mouth. This affected me on a personal level, okay? So you might get a little Brooklyn lingos throughout this grievance because at the end of the day, I'm a Brooklyn girl, okay? So I had a very unfortunate experience with AAPC, and I debated on whether or not I should talk about it because I don't want to. I'm very involved with this organization, and I've promoted this organization so hard. Like if you watch my previous videos, I'm certified through AAPC and Ahima. Okay, I've been a certified coder through Ahima and a member of Ahima way before AAPC. But I became very passionate about AAPC once I began getting involved with them in 2019 because I felt like they offered so much that Ahima was not offering. So what I'm about to talk about, I'm not taking it lightly. I actually made an attempt to rectify the issue with AAPC, and AAPC has not done the right thing as of this recording. So, and the reason that I'm going to talk about this is because this channel is not a platform to promote AAPC and put more money in their coffers. This channel is for newbies who are trying to make informed decisions about their career journey and what to invest in and what's really worth it. So it would be irresponsible of me to go so hard for this organization and then not call out when they get it wrong. Okay. So as you guys know, I became a certified clinical documentation expert, right? A CDEO. I talk about it a lot in previous videos. The video that I delve into it most is the certified video. So a CDEO is a clinical documentation expert in an outpatient setting. So I finally got my certification a little over a year ago, actually, as of this recording. So, I'm mad hype after getting my documentation. I'm like, yes, finally did it. Yes. So AAPC starts marketing their virtual event, DocuCon, right? DocuCon. Very, very cool name. I like it. It's like a little play on words. Documentation, conference. DocuCon. I get it. So I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm finally a documentation expert. So I'm going to DocuCon. I'm gonna spend my coins and go to DocuCon because I'm in. And one of the things that AAPC does, because AAPC know how to promote an event, you got to give them that. One of the things they promote is the number of CEUs that you can get at DocuCon. So earn CEUs. Now, when you become a credentialed professional, you have to obtain CEUs, and you have to obtain a certain number of CEUs in a given cycle in order to maintain your credential, okay? Like I've seen people scrambling to go to like 4 webinars because they CEUs are due in like a week. Like people panic over CEUs. So, DocuCon comes up. I'm like, I'm a clinical documentation expert, and, I'm going to get buku CEUs. That's my Brooklyn. I'm going to get CEUs. So, yeah, I'm going to go. Sign up. The price is $595, $595. It's $695 for non-members. But because I'm a member, I get $100 off. Thank you so much, AAPC. Okay, so I pay my money. I take PTO, okay? I take PTO because I'm going to DocuCon. I spent $595, and I'm going to take PTO from work to make sure that I don't miss anything because I got to get my money's worth at DocuCon. So I took PTO on September 19th and September 20th of 2023 for DocuCon. And I'm going through my notes because I'm trying to stay focused because I told you guys I'm really disappointed and I don't want to go off on a tangent. So if y'all see me look down, it's because I'm like, focus, girl. Okay, so I attend several events at DocuCon because it's different events. They give you the schedule, all that great stuff. I attend several events. And once you finish attending an event, you can go into an area in your profile in AAPC and either manually, I believe you manually enter for DocuCon. So they give you the code at the end of the seminar that you attend, and then you can go into your AAPC portal and put in the code and get your CEUs. So I noticed that there were two events that, although it showed it accepted my attendance, it didn't credit my CEUs to my credential, my clinical documentation expert credential from attending a documentation conference. The two classes were, how does the non-clinical person become a CDI, clinical documentation improvement coder/auditor? That was one of two events I didn't get credited for. And then the second event I noticed I didn't get credited for was called With or Without Documentation. Now, side note, aside from going hard to promote, AAPC, I serve as a chapter officer. I have served as a chapter officer for 3 years. And when you serve as a chapter officer, you don't get paid to do it. It's something that you do for free. It's something you do because you're volunteering and you really love this organization. And I love this organization so much that I'm willing to take on extra work for free, even though I have a full-time professional career, even though I am a part-time content creator, even though I am a wife, a mother, and I do mentor with other organizations outside of the healthcare space. But I am so passionate about AAPC that I'm gonna give y'all this free labor. I'm building it up, y'all, because I'm hot. I'm hot over this. So after the event in September, I called and I queried the customer service team and I said, hey, notice that I attend several events, and two of the events I didn't get credited for. I don't understand why I wouldn't get credited at a documentation conference for documentation related, classes. Can you please look into this? Now, the individual that I spoke to, which I didn't write their name down at the time, she said to me, well, you probably didn't get credited for it because they didn't assign it to your credential, but I am going to put in a request and see if I can have someone look at this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly can't remember if I followed up with this individual or not. I guess maybe I blocked it out because, I'm a New Yorker and I'm a Brooklyn girl. So when people try to play us, it's kind of hard sometimes for us to, So I think I just probably didn't want to be agitated and I just let it go. That was until recently when I noticed something with another organization that I'm certified through, which is Ahima. Okay, so the thing about Ahima is I've been part of Ahima since 2007, okay? My concerns with Ahima I have documented in previous videos, and I do want to say, because in the past, my concern was part of the reason why I didn't even do their CDI certification was because when I was looking to get certified in this particular area, they didn't have an online program to prepare you. And I remember getting my CCSP and having to create my own study plan. It was rough, okay? And AAPC, they offered classes to help you prepare and get you ready. And so ultimately, that's what caused me to even consider AAPC and move away from Ahima. But the thing about Ahima, which I have spoken about in the past, is I feel like they don't invest enough in their local chapters. And what do I mean by that? So in the state of New York, Ahima has 8 chapters, right? They break it down by different territories. Now, I reside in Orange County, New York. Ahima, you guys have not even assigned Orange County to a chapter. I can't. What? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I was looking through today before I even recorded this video to see, okay, where does Orange County fall? Y'all didn't even put us nowhere. Y'all got the Adirondacks assigned to a chapter, and I've been to the Adirondacks. Okay, beautiful place. But how is it that the Adirondacks get assigned to a chapter, but y'all forget about Orange County? Not cool. Orange County has a lot going on in healthcare. We have Garnet Health. We have Crystal Run. Like we deserve to be assigned to a chapter. And let me help you out because I took the time to go through the list today. The chapter that would make the most sense would be the TZHIMA chapter, the Tappan Z HIMA, which services Westchester and Rockland. Guess what? We're right after Rockland County. So I'm just going to help y'all out, please. Okay. So, whereas AAPC has 17 chapters in New York, and they have two of those chapters in Orange County. So we're on the map somewhere, okay? We got two. We got two with AAPC. So, see, I went off on a tangent, y'all, but it's a lot. It's a lot to get through. So, Ahima also requires me to obtain CEUs. And the thing about Ahima is when I attend an AAPC event, because there are many AAPC events that I don't even get credit for towards my credential because they don't consider it related to my credential. So there are tons of virtual chapter meetings that I attend for AAPC that I get no credit for. But because I get a CEU to show that I attended, when I upload it to Ahima, Ahima gives me credit towards my CCSP credential. Now, my CCSP credential is not up for renewal until June this year. But I have attended so many virtual chapter meetings and events with AAPC because remember, I serve for free, okay? I've attended so many of these events and gotten CEU certificates that I'm actually eligible to, renew my certification with Ahima now. I don't have to wait until June. I mean, I'm going to wait until June because I'm not going to give them my extra coins now for them to then just speed up the renewal date because I'm not, it's basic mathematics. But when I realized that Ahima accepted my participation in all these different topics related to healthcare, and I couldn't even get 2.5 CEUs from DocuCon, okay, I got tight all over again. I did. And I'm going to say AAPC, y'all need to do better, okay? Because it got even worse. Before I recorded this, I guess, grievance. I was going to say rant, but it's a grievance. It's not a rant because I have purpose behind what I'm saying. I'm not just complaining to complain. So before I recorded this video, I said, you know what? I'm going to try one more time with AAPC because I can't believe they doing me like this. Like maybe I spoke to the wrong person. Maybe, a lot of other people who attended DocuCon complained and they rectified it. So let me call again. So I called again on March 5th and went through the whole spiel. I'm not going to name the customer service rep that I spoke to, but if AAPC, if y'all get hold of this video, y'all know who I am. Go check the call logs. If Girl Bye was a person, it would be that rep that I spoke to on March 5th. I go through the whole spiel with this woman that I just laid out. I know my case is compelling. I don't need affirmations from anyone. I know I make a lot of sense with everything I pointed out about the cost of DocuCon, the fact that all of the classes are documentation related, the fact that I hold a documentation credential and I deserve credit for it. And she girl buyed me. She said, yeah, I told her, I said, I called last year and complained. She said, yeah, I see this. I see that you called in the system, but when they assign these classes, they assign the credentials that'll get credit for it. Like, I don't know that. Like, I'm a chapter officer. Okay. And I explained that to her. And what's really annoying is, and before I get into what's annoying is my point is AAPC, y'all got to do better. I can't with the money grab. I can't. I don't mind standing by your organization when you guys are, helping healthcare professionals and doing such a great job at it. But it looked like a money grab. There is inflation in the nation. Okay. I paid $595. $595, that's groceries for almost a month in my household. $595, it's not cheap for people to spend money to attend these events. $500 is utility bills for people. It's money towards their rents and mortgages. And for you all to turn around and not give people the the credit that they deserve for attending these events is, I'm sorry, it's shameful. Like, it's just not okay. And another thing, y'all need to work on your customer service, because I gave the rep on March 5th, I gave her a lot of context clues to help her say something like, well, I do see where that you called back in September and they didn't escalate it, but I understand what you're saying. And I'm sorry that, you're having such a hard time with this. Let me see if I can put in a request with my supervisor and escalate it again. Even if she knew nothing was going to happen with it, at least make me feel like you care, girl. Like, come on, don't girl by me. Don't girl by me. Like, I'm a chapter officer. I promote you guys. And I said to her, I said, I'm a content creator and I have almost 40,000 as of this recording, 40,000 subscribers, like healthcare professionals that subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and 13,000 on LinkedIn. And I'm gonna have to tell them that you guys kind of gypped me. You guys kind of duped me here. And she girl buyed me. She was like, okay. It was like a movie. You ever seen a movie where a person's like, do you know who I am? And then like it just goes left after that. It was that. So saying all of this to say, guys, before attending one of these events where they tell you they're going to give you 5 million CEUs for attending if you pay them $1 million, just think twice. And I'm exaggerating, so don't try to sue me, okay? Just think twice. Just think twice, because I paid this money in good faith, excited to, hold this credential, excited to learn new things. And I just walked away with a total bad taste in my mouth. I still think that the organization has some great things going on, but the money grab, whew, Lord, the money grab of it all. And I just want to say, Ahima, come on, guys, stop letting AAPC run it out here. Like, get in the game, build these chapters, give AAPC a run for their money, because they think they got the game on lock right now. And you guys have so much potential. But when you can't even assign Orange County to a chapter in New York, come on. Okay. So that's that. AAPC, do better. Not okay. And you know what, guys? If somebody at AAPC sees this grievance, not a rant, if someone from AAPC sees this video and decides to rectify it, I will be the first to tell you so. But as of this moment, they girl buyed me. And that's that. All right. So now we're going to get into our Q&A. Our Q&A session. We have one Q&A. We have several, but for the purposes of time, because we've been talking about a lot of different things, for the purposes of time, I'm only going to go through one Q&A. So Jayla, I hope I'm saying it right, M wrote, could you please give your opinion on taking the AAPC CPC CPB combo course versus taking the CPC and CPB separately? Now, although I'm salty about how they did me with DocuCon, I'm still going to give a sincere recommendation, because like I said, they do have great qualities to the organization. So Jayla, thank you so much for checking out the channel. So I did do some research on the combination course for CPC and CPB. And CPC is Certified Professional Coder and Certified Professional Biller. So you have the option to do that certification separate. I'm going to just take a pause, y'all, to get some water, because I've been doing a lot of talking. Okay. So you have the option to do the combination course, or you have the option to do the courses separately. Now, I looked at the prices and I wrote down the prices. So for the self-paced meaning that they provide you with the study materials and you study on your own. For the self-paced combination course, it is $3,599. These prices that I'm quoting is a special that AAPC is running through March 15th. So these prices are subject to change, right? So the self-paced combination course for the CPC and CPB, which also includes the study guide and practice exams, and they show you on the website, and 2 test attempts, that is going for $3,599. So $3,600. Now, if you decide to do the combination course with a virtual led instructor, I've never done a virtual led instructor, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Instead of doing self-paced, they will have someone guide you through the process. That is going to cost you $4,999 for the combination course. Whereas if you do the CPC by itself alone, with self-paced, it's $2,800 versus the virtual lead, which is $3,500, right? And CPB alone self-paced can range anywhere from $1,195 to $1,609. They do know how to set some prices, don't they? All right, Tiffany, focus. Okay, so the CPC self-paced by itself can range from $1,195 to $1,699. And the CPB virtual lead, it by itself is $2,399, okay? It's a lot of numbers. So my recommendation to you is this. If you have experience in the billing space, in the billing and the coding space, and you've worked in this space for many years, because I know a lot of professionals who've worked in this space for many years and they've been exposed to it, but they just never got the certification to be recognized. If you have that type of experience, then you are going to do best with the self-paced combo, because you're getting all the information to help you prepare. You're getting the combo at a discount, and you're getting 2 exam attempts, right? Now, if you are someone who's entering this field for the first time and you don't have any experience at all, like this is your first time getting into this space, I'm going to recommend the virtual combo, provided that AAPC has made provisions where if you have questions or don't understand something, that they allow you to talk to the instructor and submit questions and get feedback. If they're not doing that and you've never worked in this space before, I don't know how in-depth they're going to go in a combination program to prepare you, specifically for the CPC, because the CPC will likely be the more difficult of the 2 exams, hence why charged by itself, it's more expensive. So I would say virtual combo if you have no experience, as long as they allow you to get feedback from the instructors. And if you have experience and you just like, look, I just want to get these credentials because they're not going to play me in these streets when it's time for my raise, then you should do the self-paced combo. But Jayla, if you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. I hope that helps you in navigating which path you should go down. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. And that's it, you guys. Oh my goodness. We have gotten through our first RCM roundup in our new studio. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us. Again, if you haven't done so already, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Please continue to send us your questions and your comments. Please continue to show this channel a lot of love. You guys' support of the channel is what actually motivates me to put out content. And again, I have some really exciting things that we're going to be offering in the coming weeks and months. And what I can tell you is it ain't going to be an AAPC type of money grab. All right, I'm done throwing them shade. I still love y'all, but do better. But thank you for hanging out with us. I am Tiffany Robinson. I get the honor of being the owner and, content creator for Beyond RCM Revenue Cycle Management. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us, and have a great day, evening, night, whatever time it is in your region of the world. Thank you and all the best. Peace out.